What's up, YouTube? So, living in the mountains equals having to evacuate. We discovered that last year. I don't know if you remember the fire, and so we had to evacuate. We had the cats, the dogs, the guinea pigs, the snake, the chickens. Yeah, remember all that? That was some crazy stuff. So having the fifth wheel was a major necessity for us, especially with the amount of humans and animals we have. Our plan was to eventually just get rid of the fifth wheel to save some money, but now we're rethinking that decision. The fifth wheel, though, is huge. It's 39.5 feet, or I think, or something like that. So getting it on and off the mountain is a big deal. It's really difficult. So our plan has been to downsize the fifth wheel because honestly, if we could just cut like 10 feet off of that sucker, that would make a huge difference. We'd be able to move it on and off the mountain. We'd be able to take it camping in really cool spots. So that's kind of always been our plan. And then we can save some money too, because we're making payments on it. So if we could sell it, we could probably pay cash for something smaller. So for Memorial Day weekend, we decided to pull our fifth wheel off the mountain for kind of one last fun vacation and then put a for sale sign on it and try to sell it. So we took Charlotte. So we decided to leave the other two, which always makes me a little bit nervous, but it's just really hard traveling with three big dogs. So our plan is to sell the fifth wheel and look for something smaller. What are you guys doing?
We're moving the wood out of the road so that we can get the fifth wheel out.
So, right now, I am cutting down a crap ton of trees so that we can take the fifth wheel, pull it out of the awning, pull forward next to the boat, and then back up past the awning down to the south, and then turn out and get out the front, rather than having to go up and on a road up over here in order to get to the fifth wheel turned around, so that we can try and get it out a little easier.
I spent 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. So the rest of my life, I'm gonna love you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Yeah.
So during the weekend, Memorial Day weekend, if I had half a brain, I would have thought about the fact that every single person on the mountain would be here. So that's exactly what happened. Therefore, Izzy was acting like an idiot. She was barking pretty much nonstop while we were gone. Izzy got into, I guess, a pretty gnarly fight with one of our neighbor's dogs. So as you can imagine, that sucked. And kind of got me thinking that it might be time to find another home for her. That's really hard to think about, but she is terrified of people. She just has some issues. But as you know, she was adopted, right? So I knew that she came with some baggage, and she's so much better than she used to be. But I don't want her fighting with our neighbor's dogs. And I don't want her barking so much that people can't enjoy sitting outside on their patios. That's just not okay. So it can't be just anyone that we give her away to, though. It has to be someone special who is willing to train her, I guess, and teach her. Someone who's willing to help her not bark, and someone with a fence. But for now, until we find that special person, which could be impossible for all I know, we're gonna have to just start taking her with us places. We can't leave her behind. And even though having a house sitter is an option, it's still stressful because the dogs know that we're not home and they just tend to do weird stuff like get into fights and bark at people. And so it's just stressful. So we're kind of thinking it would be less stressful to just take all of the dogs with us, but that's really difficult and almost impossible because they're huge, and when other people have dogs at their homes, it just is way too chaotic. So now we're thinking about keeping the giant fifth wheel just for all of the animals. So if we do that though, we're gonna have to keep the fifth wheel in town because it's too hard to move it on and off the mountain. And it's impossible in the winter actually with any fifth wheel to move it on and off the mountain. And so we would have to leave it in town. So now we're thinking it might be time to downsize the pets. Chickens love getting eggs. If we take the dogs with us, the chickens are left defenseless to the foxes and the bears and all that, and that just doesn't really quite seem right. So, and it's gonna stress me out. So I'm thinking I might keep them for a little while longer just because the eggs are nice, maybe through the summer, and then I'm gonna try to find another home for them. Not to mention, trying to evacuate chickens is kind of awful because they poop everywhere. Yeah, it's just gross. The fosters, the fosters need to go. Love baby kittens, but we're done. We're all done with that. Thinking about giving away one of the guinea pigs. Cora has 2 guinea pigs. They don't get along, so they have to be separated at all times. The snake is gonna stay, the cats are gonna stay, and for now, the dogs are gonna stay. Hopefully someday we'll find another home for Izzy too. But for now, you know, we're just gonna make do. Yeah, the decision about the chickens and Izzy is really hard. And, you know, I've been going back and forth about the chickens for a long time now, but basically what it came down to is I just had to decide which decision is going to give me the most peace. So it'll be hard to let go of Izzy, for sure. It really has to be someone special. We're all super attached to her, so we're gonna be pretty picky, but I really think she's just gonna be happier if she can have some one-on-one attention and have someone that can really teach her to just be a little more relaxed in life. In the meantime, she's gonna go with us everywhere. I'm taking her to town with me, and when we go out of town, we're gonna load up the fifth wheel with all the dogs and take them with us and make it work. So in the meantime, the plan is to keep our giant fifth wheel, even though it's a pain in the butt to move. That way we have it for traveling with all of the dogs, and we have it for evacuating. It really is nice to have the size, and like I said, I think having a camper up here is just a necessary part of life, especially if you have all of the animals and humans that we do. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
What? What? Is he